pages to screens. Collectibles and cultures like you have never seen. D1 and only spinning tales so grand. From Marvel to DC, she is a digital fan. Raven takes the stage with insight so keen. She brings a perfect balance to the entire team. Get your comics ready, your collection's on display. From action figures the fans love to play. The biggest pro steps onto the stage. With his joyful laughter, the fans are all the rage. From his comedic charm to his biggest heart, he brings the vibes from inside and out. He leads with love, and that's without a doubt. Welcome to virtual radio, where the fandom grows with D1 and only Raven, the biggest bro. We dive into comics from pages to screens. Comics and cultures like you have never seen. Get ready, kick back, and enjoy the show. This is virtual radio.
And we are live! Welcome to virtual radio. Oh, it is episode number 33. Wow. 33 episodes means 33 weeks of this, which is pretty hilarious to me. Where had the time gone? Let me know in the chats. How long have you been watching the show? Thank you for being here. If you're watching it live, thank you for being here. Put your name in the comments. Let us know you're here. If you're watching on the playback, thank you so much. And put in the comments, what are you looking forward to this week? But, of course, first and always, this is not financial advice. We are regular people with regular opinions, and guess what? Opinions can change. But we have a wonderful, awesome show for you today. I'm really excited. Big time. We're doing a big Canada today. Let's go. Canada Day, New Canada Day is August 19th because we're starting it off, baby. And I'm starting off with my co-host, D1 and Ole.
Hey everybody, good morning to you or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's going to be a great one. It actually took a while to be able to get our special guest on today, so I'm really thankful we got, some time, because I know he's been really busy doing stuff at work and his personal life. So I'm really grateful that he's able to spare some time and come hang out with us, because it's been a while. From the very beginning of our journey too. So I can't wait to catch up with him and see what he's been up to. But before we continue, let's bring in Raven.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I am very excited to not be the only Canadian on the panel today. So really looking forward to that. So not only do we have MC today, we have a VeVe giveaway. So to enter this giveaway, be sure to put happy collecting in the chats, hashtag happy collecting, and we will pick a winner later in the show. So good luck.
Thank you, Raven, for that. Yes, good luck to everybody. Get your hashtags in. As Big Bro always says, there's only one way to beat, what is his name? Thanos Majin.
No, he's not giving away Thanos anymore. Now he's giving away Voldemort, because just even afflicting the name causes the picker to pick him. Okay, so now he's Voldemort. We don't even speak his name anymore. But we appreciate your support as always, good sir.
But yeah, make sure you get those hashtags in. While you're doing that, if you could also like, follow, and subscribe to VeVe on all their socials. They've got Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and whatever else platform I don't know of yet. I'm sure they're going to be on there. Also, check out our YouTube channels, Virtual Radio and TRU Media Group. And if you could also subscribe to us, please and thank you. And want to give the shout outs to the people in the chats. We have Vanessa. Welcome, Vanessa. First time here. Welcome. We have OG VeVe Collector. Hey. Let's see. We also have Ronnie Leto. We got Vegan Things. What's up, Vegan? We got Raven. Who else? Who else? We got Pasternak. Oh, what's up, Smart Buy? He's here too.
He's gonna win. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I mean he's always entering those giveaways. Will MC drop any alpha today? We don't know. We gotta stay tuned for that. Let's see who else. We have Hola Ricardo. Good morning. We got Christopher. What's up, Christopher? And we have
Never heard of him.
Yeah. You put him on the screen. You can't say. Oh, see, you activated.
Wiki Bobby.
Ricky Bob.
Oh, that's funny. We got Mahalo Joe. What's up, Mahalo?
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Thank you so much for being
Dinano.
here.
Yes. Turn up the radio. Did I miss anybody? Oh, we got Big A. What's up?
Big
We
Eye.
also got Geode. Sup, fam?
What's up?
Who else? Who else? Oh, we got OM Dub. What's up?
Let's
Thank you for
go.
being here. And I believe that is all that I can see.
Let's go. Thank you guys all for being here. We got an exciting week, so let's just get into it, right? Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's take it to the comic lists that are coming out this week. In comics for Marvel, we have all new Spider-Gwen, The Ghost Spider #1, Black Cat #1, Exceptional X-Men #12, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe #2, Imperial #3, Marvel All on One #1, New Avengers #3, Psylocke #10, Spider-Girl #3, Star Wars #4, The Amazing Spider-Man #10, The Vision and the Scarlet Witch #4, Ultimate Black Panther #19, Venom, Black, White, and Blood #1, and Wolverine #12.
Oh, nice.
All right. And then from Dynamite, we have Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters #1, Army of Darkness versus Reanimator #2, Betty Page #7, Jennifer Blood #4, Red Sonja #16, Space Ghost Johnny Quest Space Quest #4, The Terminator #10, Thundercats Lost #5, Vampirella 672, and then Vampirella Armageddon #2. And then we also have some comics from Ablaze this week. We have L #1 to 3, and then Gung Ho 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Love those Ablaze comic lists. Okay, so for DC Comics, we have Absolute Batman #11, Absolute Flash #6, Nightwing #129, Detective Comics #1100, Batman Superman World's Finest #42, Wonder Woman #24, Batman and Robin Year 1 #10, Titans #26, The New Gods #9, Superman Unlimited #4, Catwoman #78, Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton #3, and Justice League Red #1. And we got for Image Comics, we have Invincible Universe Battle Beast #4, G.I. Joe #10, Exquisite Corpses #4, The Department of Truth #33, Gunslinger Spawn #46, Hyde Street #8, The Walking Dead Deluxe #119, Escape #1, Undiscovered Country #32, The Seasons #7, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell #9, Ghost Pepper #2, Witchblade #13, This Ends Tonight #2, Blood Letter #3, Drawing Blood #8, The Cold Witch, A Tale of the Shrouded College #4, and Dark Honor #4.
Let's go. So, what comics are you ladies most excited for this week?
I am super excited about the one I picked. Okay, you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters #1. I don't even know if I need to
Say
read
that
the
10
description.
times.
I don't think we even need to know, but I will read it. But
I have
like
to
that, I
read
feel like
this.
that says enough right there, does it not?
Yes, this is Hamster Turtles. Like, I have to see what this is about.
Right? So in 1977, NASA inexplicably sent out 4 hamsters into space to investigate a strange mass of radioactive gelatin that was hovering over Earth. Due to exposure from the radioactive mass, the 4 hamsters quickly changed, evolving into something new, something adolescent, something radioactive. Crash landing into the Himalayas, the hamsters were found by a hidden monastery of monks who nursed them back to health, training the group in martial arts. And now they're back and Dynamite's got them. I mean, I need to know. I need to read it.
Yes.
I have questions, but I also don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I like this is what like you got me. You got me. Like I need to read this.
I want to know about
Exactly.
these hamsters.
Like black belt hamsters. Like like come on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one seems hilarious. I can't wait to get into that coming out on the Dynamite on the Green app. Let's go. What about you, D?
For me, the one I chose was Justice League Red #1. So this one is the Justice League has a new Spec Ops team so covert the founders can't know it exists. And its leader is the only hero who could keep JLR off its radar because he is the radar. Red Tornado is the heart and mind of the Watchtower, watching, projecting into the future, and his projections point to apocalypse as a direct result of the concentrated power of the JLU. When your Justice League ID card lights up red, Reddy needs you. What a name. For the fate of humanity and for yourself, because you don't want to find out what Red can do with what he knows about you. Oh boy. Right? Join a best in the biz creative team and an all-star team of heroes and find out how far they'll go to keep the peace and Red Tornado secrets.
Dang, so Red Tornado got the T. He's got the consonant T on you.
Jeez. Yeah, there's a
Pretty
few
cool
covers
covers.
that are covers. Yeah. So I
It
think
kind of
there's only
reminds
like
me of
4.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the
Oh
arrow in his
yeah,
head.
with the bald head too.
Yeah, right.
The D,
Yeah,
does that look like a Daredevil D? I don't know. Maybe. They're cousins. Yeah, even this one. That's kind of trippy. The big
yeah, this one
arrow
kind of
down.
yeah.
It's interesting.
Right, for sure. The one I am kind of excited for is going to be Venom Black, White, and Blood #1. Collection of Venom stories from across the history of the symbiote begins here, all rendered in Venom's black, white, and red. So just a different collection of stories, but just these covers. This one right here, Peach Momoko, just of course, right? Like,
Ooh, that's nice.
it's nice.
I love this. I love
this
it.
cover too. This
Even
cover's
this one
pretty
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, this is
Yeah,
John
with like
Jang.
faces behind him. Even this one.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the John Jang because you can tell by the fingers, right? Look,
Mhm.
I learned,
Oh,
Megan. I learned. Let's go.
Yeah, these are all nice covers. Is it just
Oh,
those?
no, yeah, but there's one Carnage one right here. That sounds really cool.
I really enjoy the like the variants or even the cover, the original cover on these types of book, the red, white, and blood.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
That's what I was-
his name is like carved in there.
Yeah, from the symbiote. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then there's a
Oh.
couple. I have a couple of honorable mentions of just because I like the covers, like just off covers.
Mhm.
Black Cat #1. These covers, there's a lot of different variants, but some of them are really, really cool.
Yeah.
You get the J. Scott Campbell there, the J. Hung Lee.
Yeah, some nice ones.
That was cool, yeah. I think there's a Peach Momoko. That one's
There was,
pretty.
yeah, I want to say
That's
there was.
cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
That one kind of reminds me of
Michigan.
another book cover that had Kamala, and she was, I think, doing like almost like the similar pose.
Okay.
Oh, this is kind of cute. Oh, the Virgin, nice.
Yeah, this hobby's got me into just like, oh, this is art, man. You know, like I didn't get it at
Aw.
first, but look, it's so cool. There's just so many different ways you can paint people and depict them. It's awesome.
Oh, this one. I like this one right here. Yeah. I thought there was a peach one for this book, no?
I thought so too. Huh.
Hmm.
Oh, there it is.
Maybe.
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah, okay.
That's tight. That's cool. Yep.
Sweet.
Very
Sweet.
cool.
It's like, save the kitty.
Yeah. Shout out to Black Cat #1. So it's gonna be really interesting which ones we're gonna get on the app, right? Like, very excited to see what is coming up. And then another one that I just like just because of the covers is going to be Marvel All on One #1. The first one is going to be dealing with the Thing versus the Marvel Universe and his fight against the Marvel Universe. And I really like this one right here. I think, there's a Patrick Gleason.
Mm. Look at
Right
that
there.
hand.
Yeah, with a Mount Rushmore.
Wouldn't want that coming right at me.
Nah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
This one right here,
Ooh.
the Pichimoko
Yeah.
Storm that's fire. Like, yep. Need it. And then we have a Sean Galloway here. I like it. It's called Saturday Morning Cartoon Variant. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Really cool. Yeah. All right. Those are the comics, all the comics, and then we're going to go into the focus digital drops that are coming out this week. First, we have the Vision #1, the 2015 version that came out earlier today. So here is the common right there, the uncommon, the classic. There is the VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare. And then we got the secret rare right here. Let's go. 3,000 editions for $6.99. The Vision #1 in the app today. Go to the market right now. And then coming out, yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. I like the story. So basically, like he's trying to build his own family instead of like the Scarlet Witch. So things may occur that might have the world imploding. So we also have tomorrow. We have Ultraman Volume 5. I know Raven's still continuing her Ultraman collection. Let's go.
Oh, I feel like I'm slacking. There's been so many lately.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta catch up.
It's Ultraman year, baby. Let's go. That common is pretty cool. Got the Ultraman pose there. The uncommon. We have that guy from the first Ultraman drop, the villain guy. I don't remember his name. Then we have the rare right here. Ultra rare with just people taking phones and taking pictures. That's hilarious. That's what a concert looks like now. That's all people see is just phones. And then we have Ultraman saving his girl. Let's go. We have 2,222 editions for $14.99 gems. 14.99 gems. So yeah, first available edition on the market right there is going to be 253 Ultraman coming out tomorrow. Ultraman Volume 5. And then on Thursday we have Fantastic Four #209, the first comic appearance of Herbie the robot, who did a wonderful job in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
Herbie was awesome, right?
Well, it would be a great collectible.
Yeah.
It would be. I want a Herbie.
Dude, a Herbie would be sick. All right, so it looks like we're getting the classic common full art, the all black and white except for Herbie right there, the 209. On the uncommon, then we have the rare, the ultra rare. Ultra rare looks pretty cool. I like all the colors there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one is nice.
And secret rare. The secret rare, I like this one. I like this one too. I like how the Fantastic Four is lit up right here. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Right. 3,000 editions for $6.99. Jimmy's going to be in stores Thursday at 8 a.m. Make sure you guys are checking out all the different drop shows and drop streams that are going for it, either on Twitter with O'Milly, on Discord with all the different Discord mods, or on YouTube with BE and Big A. Let's go. And then on Candy Digital tomorrow, we have a 4-banger, 4 comics dropping in a row. We have Absolute Batman number 11, Superman Unlimited number 4, Absolute Flash number 6, and also Krypton, the last dog of Crypto, the last dog of Krypton number 3. As always, on the Candy Digital website, you can get the core right here for each of these 4 up to the end of the year. It is an open edition, and then at the end of the year, it will close for $4.99. But if you'd like to go for those different variants, we will talk about them right now. Starting with Absolute Batman number 11. A lot of people are really looking forward to this one. It has the origin story of Bane and just the different comic covers people are really excited for. Let's go. That was uncommon there.
Mm-hmm.
We have the rare here. Look at that, just pumping Bane. Like, boy.
Yeah.
He's got to eat a lot of food to be this bulky, bro. Like, Batman's got to be
Is he copying Superman though? Look at that pose, you know.
That is a Superman pose for real. This one right here, like, oh
Whoa,
man,
that's cool.
Oh, that's
Wow.
crazy. And then that, oh my gosh, look at that legend.
Oh, sheesh.
Jeez,
I
that
didn't even
man.
know what's
Juiced
happening.
up.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
He's literally breaking the cover.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Absolute Batman number 11. Then we have Superman Unlimited number 4 here. These are all going to be limited to 500 editions. That's right, 500 editions. So
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
very low. And then we have the rare Superman there. We have the epic right there, coming straight out the phone booth.
Oh,
And then we have that legendary. This, woof,
I love that one.
woof.
the green chest.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I like that Superman there. Then we have my boy Wally West, Absolute Flash, man. I love this guy, Wally West. We have the rare right there. We have the epic, and then we have the legendary. Just
Wow, okay.
too fast, too furious. And then of course we have Crypto, the last dog of Krypton, and like all the crypto ones, 90% of them are going to be the core. And then the lucky 10% are going to have that legendary there. And oh, he's such
so cute.
he's such a good boy. That's how
He's
boopable
so
does. Don't you?
happy.
You know, boop the
Yes.
nose, boop the nose. So those are all the digital drops that are going to be happening this week, and that is going to take us to our first commercial break. And we just got to remember to unmute. Right? Unmute. Let's go. All right, here we go. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Ever wish you were a little more Canadian, eh?
I mean, it'd be nice to win a hockey game once in a while.
Well, thanks to the VeVe Reader app, you're just a few steps away from unlocking your true North spirit.
The first thing you need to do is put on your toque, head to Tim's, and grab yourself a double-double. Then plop down on your Chesterfield and fire up Alpha Flight number 1.
Before you know it, you'll be riding polar bears, craving poutines, and apologizing for absolutely no reason at all. Sorry.
And hey, you may even start winning at hockey.
Sorry.
Get your copy of Alpha Flight today so you can enjoy comics the true North way.
Oh, Canada, land of the maple leaf. Hey, from the Rockies tall to the blue Quebec Bay. Timmy's coffee in the morning, poutine late at night. We say sorry with a smile, always keeping it polite. It's true, I love you, Canada. Red and white flying high, yeah. From hockey rinks to moves on the road. This northern heart will always call it home.
Let's go.
I am so proud of us. The amount of rehearsals we did, and it didn't work at all. We just
all
need the
need it.
pressure. We need the
Yeah.
live pressure. that ad has been in the vault for so long, waiting for a Canadian guest. We got
From
to
the
take it in
beginning,
today.
actually, when we started.
Yeah, it was like within the first few episodes.
Let's
Crazy.
go. Oh man.
So funny.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's funny when you just have one just in the tuck and you're just like, when are we ever gonna use this one? It's like, this is perfect. Shout out to the commercial in Canada. Yes! We did it!
Let's go.
As long as we made
Who's
you proud,
writing that?
guys.
Who's writing
let's-
that?
yeah.
I'm
David's
curious
writing
how
that, right?
many Canadian team members there are. We'll have to save that question for later.
Ooh, is that a trivia question?
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go. And for digital collectibles this week, we have the Coca-Cola vintage bottles. Ooh.
Ooh, I like those.
Rediscover the classics of Coca-Cola vintage bottles, interactive digital collectibles that celebrate a timeless evolution of an icon. Each collectible captures a different chapter of Coca-Cola's iconic design evolution. Coca-Cola vintage bottles drops on Saturday, 23rd at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What do we think about these? Look at that 1916 contour bottle that we all know and love. Let's go.
I like these.
Right? The common variety for 1,916 editions and the list price of just 10 jimmies. That's right. 10 gems. That's it. The special edition chaser, there's going to be 116 of these. 116 of the empty bottle. Empty bottle.
Okay.
Let's go. And then we have the hobble skirt bottle. The hobble skirt bottle. That is a thick one in the middle. Let's go.
Well-rounded.
Yeah, I wonder why they had this shape this way. You know what I mean? Like, Oh, it was a prototype bottle. Okay, these never got mass produced due to manufacturing defect. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense because I was like, that would be really weird for the soda bouncing around. All right, cool. So this is actually this is actually pretty cool. It's like almost historical, right? Because like, who knew that this was even here? And now you're learning Coca-Cola history just from this drop. Let's go. Right. 1915 is the edition size here, and then this one is the one of one on the app. I want to say this is the first one of one on the app that isn't in like an art piece.
Yeah,
the art pieces, right? So man,
that everyone has a chance at getting, right?
Yeah, everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance, and then once you have this one, this is kind of like what people may call the Holy Grail, right? I mean, everybody's going to know who holds the bottle and be watching that person like a hawk. So
yeah.
Maybe it's a new superpower. People will watch you on Stacker once you hold this bottle.
Yeah, like I feel like for you guys, if you were to land it, would you hold or sell?
Oh, I'm never selling this.
No,
see, because I'm a person that I revel in that kind of thing where it's just like I'm not really like down to sell it. I just want to hold it there. Like I have it.
I have it.
You're the one that has it. Nobody else.
Yeah. So like that's me, right? If I'm landing this, I'm like, yeah. But see, then again, I don't know. If somebody comes at me with 1,000,000 gems,
yeah. How many gems are you willing to part ways with this?
I do have a number.
Gems can talk.
But I hold it for a little while. I'll take pictures with it.
Right? Yeah.
I'll put it in AR, like once here. Oh, let's go. Then we have the 1900 labeled bottle. This is a really cool cover right here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, a bottle under authority and the sticker. That's pretty cool, man. I like
this. Reminds me of Tabasco. That's how the label kind of looks like, too.
Yeah, right? That's hilarious. Tabasco Coca-Cola bottle. 1,900 editions on this one. Let's go with the label bottle. And then you have the empty one with 100 editions. So really, really cool there. Then we have another 1,900 bottle that's not unlabeled. Unlabeled bottle. 1,900 editions just like the other one, and 100 editions also. So we have a chaser with the with the label and without the label. I wonder. See, that's going to be fun, right? Like, I wonder which one people are going to value more. Like, the one with the label without the label. Very interesting. Then they have the
Which one
18.
came first?
I'm guessing they're both the same. It's just one has like the authenticity. You know what I mean? Like, this was bottled underneath authority. This was like, you might get some moonshine. Moonshine. Then we have the 1899 bottle with the cork still in it. I like this one. This is pretty cool. I like this bottle design here. 1899 editions for the regular one, and then the empty one is going to be 99 editions. I like that there's a quite a good amount of chasers on here too. Quite a good amount. If you don't land like the 101 chaser, you still have a good chance of winning the other chasers. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the aluminum bottle, the secret rare, the ones that we not grew up with. I guess it was like after, now. I guess.
Yeah.
I was already out of high school. They started doing this. Like, I still had the plastic ones. I didn't have like the nice aluminum ones yet. So 270 of these for 10 gems. I mean, hey, it's going to be really funny. It's going to be funny to see if people, how they're going to value this versus getting one of those old school bottles, right?
Yeah.
Because, your mind is saying old school, more valuable, but this one's less scarce, but it's more common. Very interesting mechanics we got going on here. And then, of course, we have the vending machine, uncommon, and this is a craft. Why is this a craft? Because now it's going to bring it to life. You're going to be able to hear the coin dropping in, and then that.
The what?
Yeah, like finding the Coke bottle. Like, oh man, that thud. He's like, yeah, it worked. Give me my soda. Have you guys ever had a soda machine that didn't give you your soda and you had to fight with it? Yeah. See, we all know the battle. Yep. So imagine if your soda machine doesn't work one time, you have to like tap it and then it works. Hilarious. But yeah, I'm very excited for this craft. I believe it's $5, and you have to hold the other 80 machine, right?
It gets burned, right?
There you go. Yeah. So hold any vintage bottle from this drop and a Coca-Cola vending machine from the previous Coca machine drop. So if you have the 1980s machine from the previous drop and one of these Coke bottles, you burn both of those. Oh, no, you're just burning. Okay.
Just the machine, right? Or no?
I'm sorry, I'm reading this live. Yeah, we're burning just the machine. You're going to keep your Coke bottle, I believe. Yes. And then you need to hold your machine for a certain amount of time, and the craft costs 5 jimmies. Let's go. Crafting closes on September 23rd. All remaining uncrafted editions will be burned after the date. So let's go. So there's going to be 1980. And I believe that was the same mint number as the machines themselves. So everybody that has a machine will have a chance to craft and get their new one that's going to make the sounds. I think that's really cool. And, just like with the Mighties, right, it's showing that we can come back and add some different things to these things, right, like to your collectibles. So, that leaves the space for, anything can happen, right? So now, very exciting times. We're getting a lot of good, exciting, momentous news and stuff like that. So, yeah. Exciting drop, and then there's only one drop this weekend, so they might be dropping something else. We don't know yet. Make sure you're staying in tune on the socials just in case. But we do have one more, and this is an artwork, and I know a lot of people are like, they're like Tarzan and they're tired, but this one looks really, really cool. It's the Lord of the Jungle #4, Dan Panelson. I'm going to say it. I'm hoping I'm not butchering this thing. But this is going to be the 101 art piece. And, as a 101, this was like really cool art, man. I really like this one.
Yeah.
The color on the snake and stuff like that. I like how
vintagey.
Yeah. Really, really cool. So, yeah, shout out to everybody that's going to go for this. It opens today, and then will be ending at Friday at 12 p.m. So yeah, it opens in about 55 minutes. So get those silent auction bids in. And
Good
then,
luck.
yeah, good luck, everybody. Let's go. And then we have a small message from Todd McFarlane himself.
Farland here. I'm at an actual Walmart store here. Want to bring you some exciting news here. For the past 3 decades, that's it, 30 years, we've had all of our toys sitting in the Walmart boys action figure aisle. But starting now, they're going to be moving us to the entertainment section. You can see it up on the wall if you walk around your Walmart store. You can see the big word entertainment. That's where the video games and the records, but more importantly, the big giant TV screens are. So go walk to the TVs. Search around, you're going to see the toy section there. That's where all the McFarlane collectibles are going to be. They have a collectible section over there. Let's walk over there and let me show you what it looks like. Each store is a little bit different, but as you can see here very quickly, you can see there's the TVs. Just look for the TVs. And more importantly, above the TVs, you see the word entertainment. And then we'll come down here. This is where they have a lot of the collectibles now, right? From time to time, we'll have end caps, right? Like we do here with the Superman one. But as you can see here, they've got toys here on this side and on this side, right? And so you can see here, we've got the Super Friends, some of the McFarlane stuff. We got the Marvel. We got some of the Move Maniac stuff that's up over here. On the other side, we've got our DC Multiverse. We've got our anime figures that we've done, and we got our Spawn and our extra one. So anything you're looking for, McFarlane toys related, moving forward at Walmart, go to the entertainment section because that's where you're going to find all the cool stuff that we got coming out. Hope to see you there soon. Be good.
Let's go.
Let's go, Todd.
Let's go, Todd. So no longer do you have to go into the boys section with all the other little kid toys and then staring at your collectibles and going, I feel weird. So now you go to the entertainment section and there you go, have your own little section. Let's go.
Was that video Shane that was doing the videoing?
I don't know, maybe. Very well maybe. Very well maybe. And then of course on Drip House, another free Spawn cover is out.
Yes.
68. Just so good. So I'm not even showing it. My bad. There you go. Yeah, 68 right here. This one right here. So good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
If you like Spawn, free covers every single week, guys.
Yes.
Let's go. And then as of right now, 8 minutes ago, on Funko, on the Drop app, Disney Villains Digital Funko Pops has begun. So if you're not in that queue, get into that queue now. Disney Villains are dropping today. So
nice.
Let's go.
All the Disney fans.
Yeah, Disney fans, if you like digital pops, this is Funko's way of getting into the digital collectibles. They ran a couple of ones, and people love Disney Villains. So good luck to everybody going for that one. And then we have Fanable here. They did unleash their global offerings. Now everybody can go for a couple of weeks in. And right now they are a temporary offline. Okay, they're shutting down for a little bit of maintenance because you guys just keep buying the kiosk out, man. They keep having to refill it. I think the sidekick and the hero's been refilled like 6 different times, I'm guessing. Raven, you're more of our Fanable expert over here.
I know. I just have a problem with buy now buttons, and I press them every time I see them. No, it's a fun one. It is fun collecting on there for sure.
Yeah. So definitely make sure you're checking out for their socials when those kiosks will be back up and running. And then in other news, we also have our people from Cryptoys coming out of nowhere saying something big is coming.
Yeah.
And it's shadowing our guys. Juno. That's my panda. I love Juno. But, yeah, something big is coming. It's been a while, so I'm excited to see what could be happening there.
Yeah. I'm like them with their faces like waiting. See what's gonna happen.
Let's go. I'm excited, man. So let's get into it. Let's run this giveaway. Make sure you're putting #HappyCollecting. #HappyCollecting. Get in there for your VeVe supported giveaway. shout out to VeVe. We are affiliate partners with VeVe, and we are happy to be receiving these supported giveaways every week. And they've been very awesome, man. All the different gifts that I've been seeing on there, the collectibles they're going wild. They're giving out some really good stuff. So
Yeah, so really
make
good
sure
stuff.
you're getting in there. And that is the only way we're going to be able to defeat giveaway Voldemort, okay? Everybody band together and enter these contests, okay? Hashtag happy collecting.
We got 14 in.
You cannot defeat Voldemort if you do not participate. Because you know he is.
Hey, if there's an opportunity, why not? Go for it. Where's Gogeta?
Dude, yeah, right? Oh, win Voldemort. Hey, yo. Shout out to OBL. Let's go.
What's up, OBL?
Kid Arcade, what's up?
Oh, Arcade, what's up?
Let's go. Oh, that's so funny. I haven't been reading chats at all. There's a lot of chats happening, dude. Let's go. How's everybody in the building? Let's go. All right, make sure you put your hashtag happy collecting. We're gonna be pulling it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's draw that one.
Good luck.
Good luck to anybody that's in here. That's in there. Oh, Saloni got in right in the nick of time.
Did he get in there?
Oh,
Our favorite.
Ricardo, let's go. Shout out to you, man. Are you here? Are you still here, my friend?
Here? Let it be known if you're here.
Let it be known. What's up, Saloni? What's up?
What's up? She came in because she heard a Raven say the buy button. Buy now.
Yeah, let's go. Richard is here. Let's go. He is here. He has won. So make sure you reach out to Mycollectables on the Twitter, and we will get that to you. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we can do it. I guess your Discord. You can do Discord. They'll figure it out. No problem.
Yeah, we'll get it. Make sure you get it over.
We're going to make sure you get that. Shout out to you, Ricardo, man. Richard, bro. Let's go. I'm excited, man. All right. We have made it, my friends. We have made it to a very exciting day. I'm really excited for this guest. One of the first people in this community that made me just kind of like really start to fall in love with the community, right? Like his streams was like, this is me, you know, he's up there doing like, he's just like one of us. And started like, you know, starting talking to the camera, started getting excited, showing his excitability of how we were excited at the time. And just so many memorable things just every morning, right? Like you would just, I used to get hype off the song. It's like, you know what I mean? So very excited to have him on here, man. A light in our community, and now, you know, doing even bigger and better things. Our good friend from the North, Mycollectables.
That was awesome, you guys. Oh my god.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
MC.
Oh, that was the best. I was just settling in, just watching your guys, all the news, all the everything. Yeah, and yeah, we're not doing the national anthem though. Come on, Raven.
Oh, come on. There's
one
two of you
wants
up
to hear
there.
I don't know. I like the new version that Big Bro came up with there. I need that on my Spotify
That was-
playlist for sure.
Pretty
Hey, I
good.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. As always, like I said, I'm always excited to have different. We're definitely no exception, man. Always been a positive light in our community and stuff. So just want to just kick back and see where this journey started. I think we kind of know a little bit about like your upcoming with you having your shop and everything like that. But like, what was the moment that you started collecting stuff and just like found that you had a passion for collecting, like, ooh, I like this, and like get there, because you made it to all the way having a shop. So like there definitely there's like a really good story there, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, no. First off, thanks for having me on, you guys. Like you said earlier, it's been a while, and I'm really sorry for that. It's been such a crazy bunch of months, and you may have seen that we had a couple of new additions to the team, like On My Way and FlexiCat in the community team, and just for the longest time, it was just myself and in that role, and with a few other great team members in the background supporting. So it was so awesome for the last month and a bit to have to work with them and have them help out. And now, of course, we do have a new social media manager who you guys will meet, who has fully replaced my role. So it's slightly different. There's a community team now. So I know for you guys and the content you're doing and everything, make sure you reach out to like On My Way and Flexi. And of course, our new social media manager, he'll be coming out very shortly. He's got a major background in the collecting world. It's awesome. So there's a whole group of people now to help out, to do even better, to like support your lives, support your content, and everyone that's in the chat too. Like Kid Arcade mentioned there, the Lakers hat is back. It's back. It's true. I brought it actually just for the show because, I wanted to go back in time a bit, but I just want to say that first off, thank you guys for inviting me on. And I wish I could have come on much sooner, but yesterday was my first real day, like full day in the new job that I have. So just because of, transition duties, doing kind of 2-3 jobs, we all sort of do it. And so I'm super pumped now to where we're going to go. But going back to your question, Biggest Bro, collecting has always been, I guess, a part of my life. If I've gone through phases where I didn't do anything at all, right? Like, how we mostly do. So, but it really probably started back in 1908, back in the last century. No, honestly though, I used to get comic books when I was a kid. My dad would send them to me by like in a box and stuff like that, like by post, right? And I was getting this is the late 1980s, and I would like get all these comics, and they were like some good ones now. Like I wish I still had them, right? But back then I was like, oh yeah, reading them. And so I kind of started collecting them there, and had all my 80s toys, like the G.I. Joes and all that kind of stuff. And we weren't, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so I didn't have very much, but I really cherished the ones I had, right? So, and then I ended up moving around 1989 and ended up having to leave a whole bunch of my stuff behind. It's just the way it was, So I had to leave I had to pick and choose some items to take with me and leave a bunch behind. So I did that. I left a lot of comics, but I kept my Spideys, my the Spideys we've seen in the app too, around that Venom story, like that when he first started coming out that was around the era, 88, 89. So I kept those and some of my toys. And then I kind of was collecting them for a bit. And then I moved, into where, like with my dad, basically. And he was big into sports. So in the early 90s, I started collecting sports cards with my dad, right? He just wanted to send me comics too. So that was cool. So we used to go to like comic shops in the early 90s. All those sports card stores blew up. And they were over mass printing all the sports cards. So that like, I was all into like hockey cards and basketball cards, and baseball cards. And of course, everyone was at that time. So there was like millions of copies of, nothing was worth anything, but all these card stores popped up, and it was a pretty cool time. And I was in high school. And then as I got later into high school, I didn't collect as much. And then when I went to college in the mid 90s, wasn't collecting at all. Like I was just, living life in college, doing stuff. And I had I'm so regret all this. I had all my Lego was the last toys I played with in about 88, 89. And I had a whole big massive thing of Lego. And I traded it all to my next door neighbor for one single comic book. Like this.
What comic book was that was worth all your Legos?
Yeah, it was the original run of Terminator. So it was Terminator #1, and I didn't have it. And I had like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And he had Terminator #1, and he was a year or two younger than me. And he still played with Lego. And I was kind of getting done with like playing with toys, So we made this trade, but the Lego that I gave him, like the comic book, is not really worth anything. But the Lego, like I used to open the store, like you said, I used to sell Lego, and vintage Lego was like, it can be pretty valuable. So I always look
Yeah.
back and I go, oh, but I really wanted that comic book. So I made a big trade, but
Cute.
that was my first bad trade but I did it for
Do
the
you
right
still
reason.
have it?
Oh no, I don't even know.
No.
What happened to it. No, I'm sorry. I kept it for a while hoping it would go up in value because in the mid 90s, I was looking at collectibles as like a value thing, like like certain cards are valuable. So but yeah, that was part of that journey. So yeah, in the mid 90s, I didn't really collect at all. I was actually buying Sports Illustrated magazines following Jordan's return, and I was collecting
Ah,
Sports Illustrateds, like from the newsstand.
Yeah.
And I still have all of those, which is crazy. I was buying any Michael Jordan cover I could because I was just a super fan of basketball in general. And so I had all these covers. And then those covers actually recently in the last couple of years started to get graded, right? By PSA. And I waited like 20 years. I had those in my collection, like a whole box of them. And I still have them. And they're not graded, but I got some really nice ones from the 90s because they didn't have the shipping label on them. So they're perfect. And they're newsstand, which is scarcer.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that would happen. I just loved them because I was a big fan. And but I still have them. So I was thinking like maybe I should like send some in for grading, because I have like early
Yeah.
Kobe covers, and I've got like really good stuff from like the late mid 90s to the early 2000s. But toys was different though. I was going to buy a gift for my nephew in the late 90s. And I remember the moment, biggest bro, like D Raven, I remember the moment when I got hooked on toy collecting is I literally went into a Toys R Us and I was like walking around looking for some like a gift. And they had the Simpsons toys for the first time. Like, they're the Simpsons, right?
Mhm.
They came out in like the late 90s and they looked exactly like the cartoon, right? Like they looked exactly like the show. And I was looking at these toys and I was like, whoa, those are so fun. And then next to them, they had like Austin Powers toys, like they had like other stuff and they were kind of real if anyone remembers those. And they had like Resident Evil, the video game. They had those toys come out from Capcom. And I remember just looking at these toys as I was in the toy store and I just wanted them. I didn't even know why. So I bought like Mr. Burns. I bought Homer. I bought Bart. And not even to give to like my nephew. I just
For yourself.
I had no idea why I was doing it. I was just like, I need to have these. And then, but Lisa was impossible to find or something. I don't know why. So I didn't have the set.
Oh.
So I got them home and I kind of like put them there and I was looking at them going like, why did I do that? Like, I didn't even know why. Because I didn't have a lot of money at that point. I was still in like college trying to get a job and all that, but I just loved them. So I don't know. That started kind of my collecting of toys. And then
Did you even buy one for your nephew though? Or was it your nephew?
Oh yeah, but I don't even remember.
Good question.
Okay.
I don't even know what I bought.
Why was I here?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh yeah. Here's a gift for you. Here's my box of toys. So it's so funny. And then I think around that time too, that's when the Star Wars movies came out, the new Star Wars movies, the prequels, right? Like Phantom Menace and all that. And so I didn't get in on the Star Wars craze of the Phantom Menace, which is like 98, 90, 97, 98, 99. I actually really started getting into buying toys when the Attack of the Clones, the second one came out. And all those Star Wars toys came out and I started to go buy all those. I remember going to the store and like seeing them all and like kind of getting like into the Star Wars sort of thing. So I bought some of those. So I started in the early 2000s, really started collecting a lot more. And then at some point, a few years later, I actually had a job. So I actually had a little bit of money, not much. And I started to think about the toys I had when I was a kid. Because when I was looking at toys in like Toys R Us or new stores like that, the Star Wars stuff, I was like, started to remember the toys I had as a kid. I went to like a toy fair or something, and then the people were selling vintage toys, right? And I started to go, oh, I never had that G.I. Joe. Oh, I had that Transformer. So then I just wanted to have them again, or get ones I never could get when I was a kid that maybe my friend had or something. So I started to look into vintage toys. And then I got onto eBay a few years later, right? And so that's where I really started looking at vintage toys. So around 2010, I was like going like pretty hard on vintage toys. And I was like building this massive Star Wars collection. And by 2016, I had been selling at toy fairs. Like I was working on my job on this, like a graphic designer. I was like, doing a graphic design job, working at different companies. This is all on the side. And I was on eBay from, I think, 2010. And so in about a 3 or 4 year stretch, I had suddenly started like buying and selling and buying and selling and creating this, like building my Star Wars collection up and my G.I. Joe collection and my Transformers. And I kind of was still buying new toys, but not as frequently. And then, I was in a graphic design office working for this really great guy, this good company. And I'd ran my own graphic design business for a few years, and I kind of merged with him in his office, and I brought my clients over. And I was in this little area in this little town in British Columbia, and had this little boutique downtown. And I was hanging out there for 4 years in this design office. And there's these little boutique shops, you know, like these little old shops, like these little small little locations. And I remember I went to vacation with my family, and then I came back, and I was going up the office stairs, and there was a shop beside me. It used to be a flower shop, and they were gone. It was empty. They had closed their business. They'd been there like 20 years. So I think they just retired, but it was a little shop. And I was like, oh, and I saw it all empty. And I like looked in the window, and I was like, oh, it's like suddenly in my mind, I was like, that would be a really cool like toy store. Cause I'd gone down to Portland. The story goes all over the place, but I'd gone down to Portland because I had a friend that lived there. And there's a vintage toy store there called Billy Galaxy. And some people who are watching might know it. It's really world famous, and he's massive on eBay. And I went to his little shop in Portland, and it was just vintage like glory. And it was just small though, right? So that was in my mind. So I saw this, so I was like, oh, I could do that. So then I went upstairs to my office, and I was like thinking about it. And then I was really thinking about it. And then I called up the people who own the property, you know, like, and found out like about it and how much it was leasing for. And I was like, ooh, okay, that's okay. I have to think about this. And then somebody rented it, and it was gone. And so then I had this like feeling of like, oh, okay. But then that kind of started. So a year later, I actually made it. Another place came up down the street in the same area, and with different owners. And they were more like a mom and pop sort of organization. They owned the building. They had a store there. They were super cool. And the small space is a little bit smaller. And so I decided to make the jump. I talked to the guy I was working with, and he was super cool with it, because I had been getting toys shipped to that office for like literally 3 years. Like, I was like sitting at my desk, and like the delivery person would come up and like, and he'd be like, hey, you got another one? And I'm like, oh yeah. They go in, I'll be like, look, you know, my coworkers would be like, cool. Like, 1,000, what? So, so he knew I was really into it. And so then I made the jump. I called him up. Oh, I didn't call him up. I went and met with him, told him that I was going to be leaving. And it was sad because he's a really great guy, and I really loved working with him and the team. But I said, hey, I got this dream. I want to open up my own store. So we had this contract where I could take my clients back, and I wouldn't poach any of his, you know, because I brought a bunch with me when I joined. And he was cool with that. So we kind of had to coordinate that with my clients. And so I went and I opened up this little shop, and I ran my graphic design business out of that shop as well. So I had 2 businesses. So I was sitting behind my desk doing my graphic design work. And then when customers would come in, I would do that. Right. And then I would just so I had 2 businesses out of that shop. So I was basically kind of like conceptualized the idea of monetizing an office space, because I had been renting office space before I joined that company, and it was a cost, and I was doing my graphic design there. But now my office was my store, and it was small enough that it was just me. I didn't have to have employees or anything, but I was obviously in there 6 days a week. So it became like the time thing became a little bit different. Yeah. And that was 2016, and in the fall, around June or so. And then I ran it to 2021, which is basically just after COVID reopened. So it was really doing well. Like it took me 2 years to get my inventory right, to get my customer base right, to get my promotions going. And I was still selling online, but it took me about 2 years to kind of get like a foothold in the neighborhood. And so then by 2020, in December of 2020, which the Christmas months was always my top selling month, of course. November was good. December was quite good. And then January and February in retail obviously fall off because of, but I had like my best ever month in January. And then I had my best ever month in February. And then COVID shut us all down in March, like shut us completely down,
Yeah.
And so my landlord was able to do the government subsidy thing in Canada where the rent was partly subsidized. So I had to close my store completely and then go back home. So I was still doing my graphic design business from home, but my store was shut. My kids were obviously off school, so that was okay. They were in grade 7, grade 5. So I was looking after them when we were hanging out because my wife was like, she's a nurse, so she was still working, right? And so that shut us down for a bit. And then when I came back in like June or so, the neighborhood had changed. There's the downtown in the town that I was in was always, has its like colorful flavors, like a little bit of social issues, a little bit of crime, it's a downtown and it's an older area, but it was always quaint, cute, like really nice. But after COVID happened, some businesses shut down. A lot of like, social issues kind of came back and crept into the neighborhood pretty hard. So when we reopened, it was like partial reopen. So my sales were actually still good because people would come on the days that I was open. I would announce it, they would come down. So I ran it all the way for another year. And then by about early 2021, sometime around early springtime, I decided that I just was like, no, this isn't going to work. This neighborhood's not good anymore. Families weren't coming down, got really hit hard. And also I was kind of like, I'd done my 5-year lease so I could leave anytime. And the ownership of the building changed. The original owner sold it to like some foreign investor person who put like a management team in place as opposed to like, so they weren't next to me anymore. Like they moved out of their shop and retired. And then that store was empty. And that was not good because you want stores vibrant around you if you're retail. So I was like, this isn't really working so well. And so I made the choice. I was like, my graphic design business is actually doing really well. And my online sales for collectibles was doing really well because of, everyone was at home, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just close the shop. It was a tough choice, but I decided to come back and work from my home office, which is this. And these shelves are from my store, like these little shelves and things.
That's funny.
And like if you look over here, this cabinet, that I had a bunch of those in my store. And if you look up above, see the Lego up here?
Yeah, the Lego.
Yes, I have a whole wall. Those are 50 minifigures, right?
Wow.
So I got sourced those from like from Asia, from this like store display store that stopped selling that stuff when COVID happened because they switched their whole business to medical masks and things.
Yeah.
So I couldn't display that anymore. So I had like 6 of those. So I had 300 Lego minifigures, a whole wall. That was a big business. Was individual minifigures. So
in running the store, right? So we definitely have a lot like questions from the audience and stuff like that.
I was ranting for a long time.
No, you're good.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Don't apologize.
This is what it's about, right? Because people want to know, like, your story, like, and that's what we care about, right? Like, like how this became a passion. And and then that lets us know like what's behind you. You know what I mean? So like this is awesome, man. So in owning a shop, like All My Way has a good one. What was your favorite toy that you sold in your toy shop?
Oh boy, there's lots that I let go that I really didn't that I would have wanted to keep, but probably just my vintage Star Wars stuff. There were certain items that came in, like I sold a vinyl Cape Jawa in there one time, which is that really scarce one. Because when the first series of Star Wars came out in like 77, the first Jawa figure was with a vinyl plastic cape, and then they quickly discontinued it and turned it into a cloth cape. So that vinyl Cape Jawa is super scarce, and especially if you have it like sealed in the package, which I didn't. But I had one that I had acquired from kind of an estate sale, because I would get a lot of the vintage stuff from, like estate sales or people selling their childhood collectibles or whatever. They come to my store, like not consignment. I wouldn't do consignment. I would just literally buy their collections. And I acquired that one. And I was like, oh, that's a nice one. But then I had somebody who was a passionate fan and a collector who was a shopper of mine. And he he wanted to upgrade his. This one, the one I had, didn't have a rip in the cape, but his had like a little rip in the shoulder cape. So we made a deal and I sold it to him, and that was super cool. Because anything I decided at that point, maybe it was just before that, I decided if I put it on my shelf, it doesn't belong to me. Like, you know, if you're a collector, then you have a shop, you got to go, okay, if I put it up for sale, I'm going to put a price on it and it's not mine anymore. Like, so I detach myself from it. So it's gone. And some of those items I loved though. One thing I regret, I actually sold a bunch of my vintage sports posters that I had from my youth, from my wall in my bedroom and my house, like Jordan posters, Magic Johnson posters, growing up, like from when I was in high school. And I kept them all and they were in my house, you know. And so while I was figuring out my inventory in the first few years, like what can I sell here? Like, what do people want? Because when I first opened up, I had an idea of like what I thought people would want to buy. So I just created shelves and displays of all sorts of things. And then I realized over time, no, nobody wants that. Like, that's not selling. Right? Okay, so if that's not selling, so what does sell? So then, oh, these items are selling a lot. Okay, I'll bring more of those in, right? So part of that beginning phase was like selling some of my old basketball memorabilia and things like that, because I had nothing to. I wasn't going to put it up in my house, right? Like all over my living room, because believe me, I had lots. But then when people bought them, this one guy came in and he bought them and he was like, "Oh, these are amazing." And he was a younger dude too. He just wanted to put them on his wall, which was cool. Yeah. And he was a baller, right? Like, I may not look at big as pro, but I may be small, but I like to shoot hoops, right?
Oh, hey, I put that nothing. When it comes to ball, anybody can ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the beauty of the game, right? It doesn't matter how short and tall. Like, if you can put it in the hoop, you got skills, you know. So I don't doubt it, bro.
So I probably, you know, it's kind of a weird combo, but I sold a bunch of posters to him. He came back like 3 times and I loved it. It was cool. But then at the same time, I look back and I go, oh, I wish I had a couple of those still. So yeah, you know, some things you should just keep, but you know, they would have been sitting in the corner over there, rolled up, you know. I did keep one. Do you want to see the one I kept?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I show you the one I kept? I can grab it.
Yes.
You have a second. You guys are gonna like this. I kept this one though, and I framed it. Can you see it?
Oh, wow.
There we go.
This is the original,
oh,
right?
Nice, Spike.
Like Lee and
yes.
Yeah. So Earth to Mars. So I put this in a frame. This is from my room way back when. So I kept that one. I couldn't sell that one. I don't know why.
Wow. That's cool.
So anyway, so yeah. So that's
another question about your shop, man. My bad if you guys want to answer the question. I'm just excited.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
You know, being a shop owner, and I could just tell what kind of shop owner you were. Like, you know, like and I know you also like are a basketball coach, so you know, like I know you take pride in like helping other people out and stuff like that. Like, what was like one of your coolest stories about being a shop owner and like getting somebody into collecting or like opening up their fandom and just make this that wow, right? Because I mean, as a shop owner, you had to have like some couple of those moments, right?
Yeah, well, my kids were of a certain age that in the neighborhood that I live in, there's other kids of their age that would go to school with them, and they would come over and hang out and little birthday parties, stuff like that. And I discovered that their dad liked Lego. And I had like, I showed you, like I told you about my Lego minifigure wall. So what I would do is I would go and I would buy key sets of Lego. You know, I couldn't buy from Lego because Lego only sells like to big chains. They don't sell to like little stores. So I had you know, like retail store sort of partnerships with like Sideshow and places like that. So I could get stuff at wholesale from places like that. But for Lego, I couldn't. So what I would do with Lego is I would go and I would buy the big sets, you know, multiples of them. And I try to get them on sale. I break them open. I put the minifigures on the wall because some people just want the minifigures. They're obsessive about them. And some people want the Lego to build. So I would build the sets with my kid. and my son or my daughter, and then we would put them on display. And a couple of them, they kept them. You know, what are you going to do, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But this dad that I knew, he was a cool guy, and I still know him. And his boy was the same age as my son, and so they would play together. So he started bringing his two boys into my store to buy the Lego that I had opened up, because I would be at a discount, right? Like if you wanted like the Millennium Falcon, but you didn't really care about the figures, you didn't really care about the box, but you wanted the complete like Lego ship and you wanted to build it, you could come and get it from me, because I'd have the minifigures on the wall, because they come with like 8 or 9 figures that you could only get in that box. So you'd have to spend $200 or $150 just to get that one minifigure, right? That's how Lego, that's how the minifigure collectors, you know, they'll buy a whole set just to get like Lando, because that's the only way you can get that figure. So, but you come to my store and get that one off the wall, right? And you could buy the Falcon if you want. So they would come in and they would buy the Lego from me from time to time. So one time we went over to their house for a birthday party, and they had all the figures there. It's not the figures. They had all the sets that they had bought from my shop that they had built together, you know, and that was cool for me, because I was like, my little shop helped, like, you know, like they were doing like, you know, father, son, building Lego type stuff together, because they came and bought it at my shop. And that was kind of like a moment where I was like, this is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Those kind of moments are super rewarding. I mean, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty fun to see that. Yeah. One other time, some other guy came in who didn't know anything about collectibles, and he was selling all his stuff from when he was a kid. He just had tons of He-Man, like He-Man vintage. And I was like, whoa. And he came in with this big Tupperware bin, you know, and he's like, hey, you know, these are all my toys from when I was a kid. I hear they're worth something, but I'm not really that worried about it. But, you know, I just kind of want to move them on, and I don't want to throw them out, you know. And I was like, oh, wow. So we looked through them, and but it was hard to look through them because it was a big bin just piled in. And so we agreed upon a price, because I had to like make profit, right? But I also wanted them to get some value on it, because I told them, I said, you know, you could just clean all this stuff up, you know, take some like wet wipes and stuff, clean all the stuff up, display it, take pictures, throw it up on eBay, get like, you know, 3/4 or triple the price of what I would be able to sell it, because I have to sell it. So I can't buy it the same, you know, I can't buy it at collector level. And he's like, I can't even bother. I wouldn't even know how to do that. So I said, well, look, if I see anything in this box that is like even more valuable, because there's some pretty scarce ones, right, that you could find but I didn't have the time to go through the whole thing. I said, I'll call you back and make sure you get a bit more. So he's like, yeah, no worries. He was really cool about it. So I bought him off him for cash. So then I was like excitingly going through the box, you know, like, oh, what's in here? And I was like, you know, and I found Scare Glow. So if you're like a He-Man collector from the 80s, Scare Glow is like not a notable character, but he's like this glow in the dark skeleton version of He-Man. So not He-Man, but it's a character. And if you're watching, guys, Google up Scare Glow right now. And I was like, oh my God, he's worth like $300 loose, like broken, like by himself, just the character, because he's really hard to find. And I was like, whoa, okay, he's got a Scare Glow in here at the bottom of the box. Okay, well, I probably have to call him. Then I went through all the gear, and he's got 2 pieces. He has a cape and he has the staff. So if you have a complete Scare Glow, it's even more valuable, right? Because the toy, the guns and the accessories always get lost, right, from these 80s toys. So he had a complete Scare Glow from his childhood collection in there. That was like, you never see that. And I was like, whoa, like this is like a $500 item now. And I just paid him like, I don't know, maybe $200 for the whole box. Yeah. So, you know, of course, like profit, right? Profit. But no, I was like, you know what? I called him up. I said, hey, I found a Scare Glow in here. You can come back and get it if you want, you know, or I'll give you a bit more money. He came back. I gave him like an extra $50. It's all he would take. He was like super nice guy. But I was like, you could just take this and just sell it by yourself. Like it's worth like 500, you know? And he was like, it's okay, man. It's all good. Like, it'll go to some collector. I don't even know how to do that stuff. And that was cool. And then what happened a couple months later is he brought his kid in and he bought toys, you know, he became this like customer would come in every few months, you know, and bring his kid in. And I was just like, this is cool. This is like, he could have given all those toys to his kid, but he knew they were valuable and they would get wrecked. So he kind of had a sense, because there's collectors out there that would really love that. And the guy has sold that one too. Massive He-Man collector from the 80s. Like it was like so there's all sorts of moments like that, you know, all sorts of cool stuff as a kind of make you smile.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's a cool journey. Like that's a great story. That's what I love about this too, like getting to know you guys on a different level, and your collecting journeys. But I'm curious, you remember the exact moment that you were hooked on collecting physical stuff. So do you remember the exact moment you were hooked on digital collecting?
That's a good question. Like when I closed my shop in the end of May 2021, I hadn't discovered VeVe or anything yet. Like I had just, was dealing with my shop and did all that, closed it up, packed it up, put everything in storage, and then moved into my office. This is my daughter's old room. So she took the bigger bedroom downstairs, which she wanted. So she was super happy. So then I had to like put this together. No YouTube. Like I had a YouTube channel, but it was Mycollectables, because that was the name of my store, right? That's why I go by Mycollectables. That was my store. That was the name of my eBay shop from 2010. So because I was selling my collectibles, right? So that's where the name kind of comes from. I just kept it on YouTube, but because I had the YouTube channel already. And so the digital thing, so I close my store, I come into my shop, and it's late June, it's June. And I was like, okay, I'm doing my design business. And one of my friends who I used to work at the graphic design company his name is Chuck. He's a really great guy. He was getting into crypto, he's getting into crypto because it's 21. This is 2021. And I know nothing about crypto. And actually, interestingly, a year or two before that, there's this massive Star Wars collector guy in my town that drove a car that was deckled with the Death Star. Okay, this guy is like Star Wars fanatic, super cool guy. And he would come into my shop and we would talk all the time. We became friends, and he'd buy toys and we'd hang out. And he was getting into crypto back in like 19 or something. And he then said, hey, I'm getting into crypto. And I was like, I don't even know what crypto is. And he was like, no, I got a couple of buddies. We're like investing. We're on Discord. Here, join our little Discord. I was like, oh, what's Discord? Like I didn't even really know, guys. I was only on Instagram. I was on Instagram, Flickr, Facebook, but I wasn't really using Facebook even at that point. But I was on Instagram like crazy because of my toy store, right? And so we get into sorry, Raven, this I won't answer your question.
Okay.
There's a reason for it. This is a little side story, because like I got into this Discord with my buddy and these two friends, and these two friends were just dicks. They were just like super like aggressive and I was like, I don't even know about this stuff. He's like, no, come on, man, you got to get in here. And I'm like, nah, you know what, guys, I think I'm good. And they're like, well, whatever, and I was like, well, whatever. Like, I don't even know you. And then he was like, yeah, sorry, man. And, I'm like, whatever. So I just kind of left it crypto, but that was like 2019. So I could have bought some Bitcoin maybe, but I didn't, because I didn't know any better, right? But when I closed my shop, my friend that I worked with I could tell he was into crypto. He's talking to me about it. And he asked me sometime in the midsummer, because I was still doing some work with that company. And he said, hey, have you heard about the comics on VeVe? Like it was obviously in August, right? Or early September. I think it was early September actually, because the comics they come out, I think like they came out in August, right? The Marvel Comic 1 and all that. And I was like, no, I don't even know what VeVe is. And he's like, yeah, Marvel Comics, and get into it. And I was like, okay. So I looked at it, and then I just Google searched, VeVe and stuff. And I found like Sleeping Comics and OG Vault and like, all the original crew, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. What the heck is this, right? Marvel Comics. So I downloaded the app in like October, in mid-October, I think October 15 or something like that. And the first comic that was coming out was the Web of Spider-Man Scarlet, like the Ben Reilly first appearance comic. And I remember seeing that one. And because I'd been in the app for about a week and I didn't do anything because I really didn't know what to do with it. And I was kind of like, and actually going back earlier, I discovered NBA Top Shot in like May, June, actually, before I closed my store, because my friend in Vancouver who works at this graphic design company who works with the NBA, all the guys there were doing NBA Top Shot. And him and I didn't know what that was and why digital, like, what do you mean you're opening a digital pack and you're getting a highlight clip and that's what you're collecting? Like, I don't get that. Why isn't it just on YouTube? And then I looked at Top Shot, and Top Shot was created by a company like Dapper Labs is in Vancouver, Canada, right? So I was like, all these younger dudes at this graphic design company were all doing Top Shot when it was blowing up. So Top Shot was the first a digital collecting platform I actually looked into, because I started to understand the notion of opening up sports card packs digitally, but they were actually moments, like highlights. So what they weren't sports cards, but they were like a pack. So I was like, okay, I could sort of get that, you know? And I sort of did that for a little bit in the summer. And so that's, I think that's probably why my friend mentioned VeVe to me. And so, yeah, the first comic I wasn't hooked yet though, Raven, like I wasn't hooked. And then I went for that comic, that Web of Spider-Man, and I got one. And I got an uncommon, of course. But they were hard to get, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Okay. So I started to look at the other comics that were available at the time, and not many because it was pretty early. And then I noticed the Spider-Man. I can't remember who talked about the first Spider-Man on VeVe, like, you know, his FA, right? And I was like, oh, I get it now. Because I got some exposure to Top Shot with digital, and I saw the marketplace. I was on eBay all the time, and that's kind of like, it's physical, but it's like, you know, you're not like, I closed my store. So I was like still doing eBay a lot. So I kind of I understood the marketplace aspects of things and selling online. And then I got that comic, and then, and that kind of like, oh, this is how the drop works. Okay. This is kind of interesting. And then the Spider-Man, I was like, the first appearance of Spider-Man is here. And then I was thinking about the comic books, right? And I was like, oh, this is something, like, this could be important. Like, this is different. And then I thought about music and stuff, and I thought about movies, and everything was digital. And I was kind of like, so that's the first video I made. A few weeks later, I had this YouTube channel, and I was talking to my son and daughter about it. And I was like, I want to talk about this, but who do I talk to? And I was watching, you know, the OG guys. I was watching them all and loved all their content, of course. And I was like, I want to talk to somebody about this, but I got no one to talk to, because my friends were like, my other friend, the graphic designer guy, he's like, wow, I don't know. And the crypto guy, he was in it, right? Like my other buddy, but not super hardcore, but he was more into like crypto and NFTs, like what was going on with that. So I started to look into that with the Bored Apes and all that kind of stuff. And I started to get on OpenSea, and I started to like buy NFTs and lose a lot of money. But then I made like $6,000 or $7,000 on an NFT and on OpenSea, like in like December of that year. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I almost made like $15,000 on it, like, because I sold when it was going down, and I was tempted to sell when it was going up. It was the Crypto Skulls. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but it's the second project behind Crypto Punks. And all the historical stuff blew up. And so I got in on it, and I was all trying to play the market on OpenSea, and I couldn't do it. It's too stressful. But I did make a big trade there. And, but anyway, so I made my first video about Spider-Man, and I don't even know what I was doing. I just was like, hey, talking about the Spider-Man. And I didn't think anyone, I was really embarrassed about it too, because my kids watch YouTube all the time. Right. And I was like, oh, they're going to think I'm a total, like, what's dad doing? So I have my little iPad, because I didn't even know how to use the software, right? Like, to share my screen. Like, I was like, I don't even know what I was doing. So I have my little iPad, like, I put them on screen. I was like, hey, look, you know, like, it's like, how am I going to do this? And the funny thing is that, some people in the VeVe community were like, hey, cool vid, you know? And I was like, oh, that was nice. And some people were like, get wrecked, loser, you know, kick rock. Especially when I posted it on Facebook. I posted on the Facebook, and I got just murdered there. People are like, who's this idiot? You know, But I didn't really care too much, because, you know, that didn't really bother me. It's the internet, right? So I was kind of like, well,
you just wanted to talk about your passions and what you liked.
Yeah. And so I did. I talked about it, and then I got some neat comments back. It was fun. So then I made another video, and I don't think that first video is on my channel, but I think the second one's on my channel. Still there. So if you want to go way back in time, go back and you'll see a couple of those early vids. And I was just kind of like, just hanging out, like no plans, no aspirations, nothing. Just wanted to talk to somebody. And so, that's kind of how it started. So it was the Spider-Man Raven that I didn't own it. It was too expensive. And then right after that, the Golden Moments came, and that was insane. So I landed R2 and C3PO on the drop, and I landed the hat.
Dang.
Like I landed the hat too, right? And I bought Homer in the market, but that was insane. And my whole family, my wife, my two kids, we were in the living room when I landed R2. I was like, oh my God. And then I got actually I landed C3PO first, and I couldn't believe it because Star Wars was like my thing, right? Like I was, and then 40 minutes later I got R2 on the crazy rebound because the app was all glitched out to the max, if you remember.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
really
best
hooked
week
me.
ever.
Yeah, that kind of really
favorite VeVe week.
Yeah. That's
Pure
it. That's
chaos.
kind of it in a nutshell, you guys, in a nutshell. And then after that, I just kept going and started meeting more people and having fun. And I think my YouTube channel gained 3,000 subscribers in 2 months.
Wow.
Because that's when everything was blowing up. Everything was blowing up, like all of us. And that's why it's so amazing, you know, that like you guys are creating all this amazing content more than ever, in a time that like it's not blowing up. Like during that time, anyone who created any kind of content who was consistent in our community would at least get, few thousand subs like right away, just because there was so much audience to watch. So over the next few years, of course, that the rate of growth on my channel didn't increase. It didn't decrease though. It was always going up a little bit every month, and it slowed down pretty good. But I was always gaining more subscribers. But it was that was a wild few months,
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that we've told you this before when we met you in Anaheim for the first time in real life, and our daughter was there, and she knows you as the iPad man. That's who Mycollectables is, because we went and watched your videos when you had your iPad and your little stylus, and here you go, talking about your topic of the day.
You mean this one?
And yes, is it?
And I brought it for you guys. Here it is. Here's my iPad.
Oh my gosh.
Good one, you guys. And it stays right here. But anyway, go on. Sorry.
That's cool. No, and then like Hinano and I, we always made it a point to, depending on the time that it was, Tuesdays and Thursdays was MC doing his live streams. And so we wanted to make sure we were in the chats doing that, and when you were talking with the community. So that was really cool. And when you got your drop heads collection, that was like even more cool to like have it. You were doing it live, dropping, sending it to us for like, I don't know how much Matic it was, but you also taught us, like a lot of people, how to like use Matic, because a lot of us were still new to the whole crypto world, and you made it a little easier for us to understand and be able to get our drop heads. So yeah, that was really cool. I still got my original drop heads till today.
Yeah, I keep them because once a month or so I still do giveaways there on the Discord, right? I know it's not as much because I'm just so busy at the company, but you won D. You won a nice Silver Age recently.
Oh, did I? Like sometimes I like there's so many channels of like, oh, I won something, and I gotta tell you, my first comic, besides the ones that we went to the store ourselves to get, my first comic was one I won from your live stream back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
That was awesome. Well, you guys sent me some really cool things as well that I still have. Like that was super sweet of you, and I know to send me a couple of. And I still remember the the chocolates and the cookies, and like those were amazing, right? And you guys really helped out too, especially with Popey, who I couldn't even mail to, right? Like you guys did a few things. Like so I still have like plans with my drop heads. I still have an unreleased one to complete the set. I've just been so busy with, of course, just working at VeVe, especially over the last like 6 months, because of the transition that I've sort of been in, and internally, like the whole company's sort of been in, like just building the team. So I think I'm in the spot now that I'll be for a while, and I'll be able to get a good cadence of my time, because I was doing multiple jobs but we all were, like, a lot of people internally were doing a lot of different things, trying to, like, you know, build as much as we could, while while management has been, like, you know, putting the proper teams in place or trying to, like, at least find out the areas, especially in this area of growth now at the company. So so my Discord's still active, and of course I don't sell them on OpenSea anymore. They're just sitting there, and it's just people who have them in their collection. I'm still doing the draws, you know, like it's about once a month or so is when I'm able to do it. But I have your comic because you won, and I shared it with you. Oh, it's already sorry, it's already packaged in the envelope, and I haven't taken it to the post office yet. But I have another 5 going out for draw shortly, and it's just fun because, you know, I still want to do stuff with them and have fun with them. I'm even thinking about, you know, the Epica one of me.
Oh yeah.
Maybe doing something with that, but I don't want to, like, you know, make people go to the market and buy it. I just want it to be for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a fun time because so I was doing, you know, my graphic design was doing okay while I was at home because I had moved out of my store and I was doing my graphic design. So I was working from my home. That's why I was able to make videos at a consistent basis, because I was able to kind of, like, you know, I had time to do it because I would, you know, I was sitting at my desk. I didn't have to commute anymore, which is, you know, or anything like that. And during that time, I didn't know how to use. I was, like, really trying to figure out how to use the OpenSea and do the NFT game, you know, like, and then I told you it was too stressful for me because it's so volatile. I was into all sorts of collections and out of those collections, you know, and I was, like, watching the floors and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so but I needed to learn. And then I was like, well, I'm a graphic designer, like I'm a designer. And I did all this work for other people. It's like, I want to do something for myself. So that's why I wanted to learn how to make an NFT. Like, how do you even make these? And at that point, there wasn't really an instruction manual. Like, you just had to, I mean, it was difficult at first, to wrap my mind around it. Cause, like, I'm an older guy, like, you know, like I'm not the younger generation who grew up with a phone and there's just digitals, like, you know, so, like, you know, I think most of us we're not old or anything, but, you know, we lived in the time before all of this. So, you know, it took me a bit to kind of wrap my head around how to, like, what an NFT is and how to make it. And especially on the OpenSea, which was different from, like, say, a VeVe or something. And so that's what I want to do. I want to create my own thing. And then I thought it would be cool because I was watching other, like, content creators and what they're doing for value. And I didn't want to do a membership just for cost, because I was like, well, people are just watching my videos. So I don't want to just create a membership thing without giving them something. So yeah, I wanted to create my own NFT. So I did all my own artwork. I created it, like, the drop heads. I used all kind of VeVe related sort of, you know, like the icons on their shirts, but I redrew them myself. So they weren't, like, exact copies of what VeVe was doing. So there's, like, kind of like a green truck one, but it's, like, my own sort of design, even though it's very similar. And then I just, you know, put it out there. And then I thought it'd be cool if people who are watching my channel would just get one. And then I could do some prizes. And then we started off with transfers, right, of collectibles and stuff like that. But then that VeVe obviously, you know, shut that down. And remember, I don't know if you remember, it was the live stream. I take credit for it in some ways because we were all together on one live stream where we did, like, 20. It was just
you broke
freak.
transfers.
We broke it. And I remember people were sending me, because this would happen. You guys remember, people would send you something to your VeVe account and then you would send it out. So I was like this hub, and I started to kind of, like, during the live stream, I was like, oh, they'd be like, I just sent you another comic to give away. And I'm like, okay, great. And I was like, at the end, with, like, 20 giveaways. I was like, oh my God. And it had been ramping up. And then it was like a day later or something like that. And I'm just kidding around, but, like, they transfers were not anymore. And I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if we broke it. But you know, so, you know, but I'm working at the company now. I mean, I kind of know why they would want to do that. But there are really cool things coming for stuff like that. Like, I think you saw the announcements from David and Dan yesterday, and some of the things are coming with the in-app chats and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So they're going to figure out ways to make it easier for people. But yeah, just creating that NFT stuff was just so I could learn, really. And then I was able to make a couple of videos about how to do it and how to
Yeah.
transfer stuff and how to use the OpenSea, which I thought was kind of cool. And then I got into the 3D versions later, which was fun. I was really having a lot of fun with it. And any of the money that was coming in was like I was trying to give it back in giveaways. I had to have some of it and keep some of it because, I have to like work, right? But a lot of it I was trying to give back with like, all the giveaways because we were doing like lots. I must have given out maybe 1,000 comics and shipped them all over the world.
Yeah,
So
all over the world. Yeah.
we did a lot of fun and other stuff too. We got into some other collect like toys and sports cards at times and other things. But the shipping on that stuff was so harsh. So I found that comic books were like really easy to ship. And so, if I'm shipping out like 10 comics a week all over the world, I mean, the shipping costs would just kill you. And then now shipping costs are even higher up in Canada. Like Raven, it's like, it's kind of crazy up here and probably everywhere. But yeah, it was a fun progression, but they're not dead. They're still alive and there's still more to come. So, and just in a fun way. So stay tuned.
Heck yeah, man. So like doing when you were streaming, right, and being a YouTuber, like what were the what would you say was like your most memorable moment on a stream or a video? And then what was one of the times, because now even when I go to these conventions now, people are coming up to me and like, hey, biggest bro, and like they want an autograph, which I think is so weird. And like, why would you want of me? I'm a nobody. But like I know that's definitely happened to you because like I was like that with you. You know what I mean? Like what was like one of your most memorable moments IRL in somebody meeting you and stuff like that? And then what was like one of your favorite moments you remember doing a stream?
Yeah, so it was Decon, right? Where I met you guys, obviously. Like that was super fun, right? And so what happened, and I see like some shout outs to Rob, right? Rob stuff. Because and I see Vibes is in there too, right? And Dino, Vibes, and Rob stuff. We were always hanging out, and I love those guys. And it was a ton of fun. I haven't seen Dino in a while. I saw him at San Diego Comic-Con last year. We were at the theater, so I got a chance to see Dino there, but I haven't spoken to him in a bit. But Vibe's still making vids, which is cool. Rob, I don't know what Rob's doing, although he's making financial videos for a while. I was watching those, and those were getting some good views too. I was like, oh, good stuff. So it'd be cool to see Rob again. But yeah, I remember when Rob went to the first sort of like Decon one day event that was like in LA or something like that. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Where they first started to hand out some of the logos, and that blue logo I think was given out or something, and it was like that one day little event.
Yeah, it was before the gold one. It was just the blue one. Well, it wasn't we're getting it. It was we filled out the thing and then it was going to be airdropped to us later.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the pre-party event. Yeah, that was cool.
The kickoff.
Yeah, it was like the kickoff one, and I remember watching that. And Rob was there, and I think Dino was there. I'm not sure if Vibes went. He's in the crowd. I don't remember if he was, but I saw lots of people there. I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, oh, I'd love to meet all these people. And then Rob came back and we were chatting off air. And Rob stuff was like, he's like, dude, if you go to an event, they're going to come over to you. And I was like, man, this is like what you said, bro. Right. I was like, whatever. Right. It's like, okay, sure. And he's like, no, seriously, because I'd planned to go to Decon like later that the following fall, and it was cool because Dino had like helped out. He got a house for a bunch of us, and myself and Vibes and a few others were there, and it was super cool. Like Wizard was there and a couple others, and I think Amy might have been. I don't know if she was with in our house. Magic, sorry. shouldn't say her real name, but now everybody knows. But I don't think she was at our house. But anyway, it was a cool little house because he lived in the area by Disney. He knew I didn't know anything. So so I went, I flew down there and by myself and hadn't met anyone from VeVe ever. Like no one, right? And not even in Vancouver. I didn't realize that we had people in Vancouver too, right? At that point, like, I knew because I'm not in Vancouver, Canada. I'm near it, but I'm not in the city. And so I was like, I'd never met anyone before. And well, actually, that's not true. I did meet someone at a grocery store in my town who
Oh,
recognized
that's right.
she's a police officer and she's super cool. And she was like, "Hey, I watch your channel." And I was like, "What?" And I was just buying eggs. And I was like,
So random, right?
and so we talked, and she was cool. And I was like, "Whoa!" She's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get all my coworkers to get in on VeVe." I was like, "Wow, okay, cool." And I was just buying eggs, you know. I literally ran into her to buy just eggs, and she's like, "Mycollectables?" That was the first time, bro. Right, the biggest, bro. That was the first time. But when I went to Decon, I flew down and didn't know what to expect at all. And then I took the cab from the airport all the way out to like Anaheim. It cost me like 100 and whatever bucks. I was like, oh my God. And I get to the house and it was in the evening and there was no one there. This is the house that was like shared by all of us. So we pull up and it was in a nice little area, but I pull up and the lights are all off, right? And the cab driver guy's like, "Are you sure this is the place?" And I was like, yeah, this is it. And me, I'm like a guy, so I'm like, yeah, I got this. Like he's like, "Are you sure you want me to stick around a bit? Because I don't like. And I'm like, no, I'm good. You can go. Cheers. But really, I was like, I don't know what the hell. like, I didn't get in. So I went up to the door and it was like a code, right? So I punched the code and opened it up, and there was nobody there yet. But I'd see some people had dropped a bag or two, so there's just nobody there yet. And they were meeting. Everyone was meeting at downtown Disney. Because I started to message a few people. I got their numbers and I'd never met them though. But I was like, hey, where is anyone
Where's
around?
everybody? Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're at downtown Disney. And I was like, okay. I was like, where's that? So then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, it's actually like a 10-minute walk from the house, or 15-minute walk. So I was like, okay, I'll go for a walk. So I walked over to downtown Disney and I've never been to Disney, right? And it's just outside, right? In case anyone doesn't know, it's like this promenade outside that has got stores and restaurants. And you can't get in Disney, but you can walk there. And so I came down there, and so I'd never met anybody, okay, ever. And I come walking down the road there, and it's nighttime. There's like lots of people around, and I'm like, I think that's the restaurant. So then I come up to the restaurant, and I see the patio area, and there's like Randy, Fam Bam, Taps, like everybody. And I was just like, holy, these are people I was watching, right? So I was starstruck, right? I was like, oh my God. And then I see Dino with his head, right?
Can't miss that.
Yeah. And he I kind of apprehensively come over and he's like, Mycollectables. And then everyone's like, oh, hey. And then I came over and I was like, oh my God, this is so surreal. I know all of you. I've been watching all of you, but and I met them all there. That was insane. Yeah. That was wild. I know you guys have had moments like that yourselves because I've heard you guys talk about it, but I was like, what the heck, And there was like a whole bunch of people. I don't even remember everyone that was there, but they were all just having dinner and hanging out. And that was a pretty cool moment. And then when I went to the convention the next day with everybody, we went in, and there everyone was lining up to go in, and we went up to get our tickets. And then we went to the booth. Then I saw like everybody, and people came up to me that I didn't even know, right? That I knew them, but I didn't know them because I knew their name because they've been watching my channel and we've been talking online, but I'd never seen their face, or I heard their voice in a Twitter space, but I didn't know what they look like. And now they're talking to me and I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God, it's you, And then when I saw you guys, D, like with your daughter, that was so sweet. And then then seeing like David, you and them, I was like, oh my God, like they're like, I was like standing over there like, oh. And I brought a bunch of Drop Heads t-shirts just to give away. And so it was a heavy bag. So by the end of the day, it was empty, which was great. So I got to meet people who have been watching me, and people were like really thanking me for like making content. And that was really kind of eye-opening. I was like, well, and everything that Rob stuff said was true. Everybody was coming up. But I was doing the same thing, right? That's the funny thing. Like I was doing exactly the same thing to others. I was like going up, hey, can I get a photo with you? Like it was really funny, right? So that was a real trip. That was an insane mental trip. It was wild. I'll never forget it. It was really something.
That's awesome, man. And it's like I said, it's good to know your story, right? And so where you're coming from. And now you're in a position where you're actually working with VeVe, right? So, like, how has it been with the information you have from running a collectible shop and kind of seeing like on a small scale of how to try to get people into a hobby and stuff like that, to now where it's kind of like, okay, how do we do this, right? Like, how do we get people, like almost like yourself, where you're a big physical collector, into a digital frame while still like telling people like you can still collect physicals. It's going to be fine, but like digital is probably like a really good option for you also, and here's why. You know, like how has
Yeah.
that kind of prepared you for your role now?
Well, I think it just in a nutshell, I mean, it's just collecting. It's just a different way of collecting. And I think most people, when they see like how when I first saw VeVe, at first, if you're not used to it, it's kind of like, oh, what is this about? Like, I'm not sure about this, you know, like you're used to doing it things a certain way. And when I explained when I first downloaded the app or when I first found like NBA Top Shot, you know, it took me a moment, and that's okay. Like it took me a bit of time, right? I was kind of like, and I think in today's day and age, you know, 4 or 5 years later, because that's a 4.5 years later. It's not that long either. That's like a really short period of time if you think about it, right? Like I had my store for longer than I've been involved in VeVe at all. Like I've only been involved in VeVe for 4 years. I had my store for almost 5.5 to 6 years. So this is still a moment of time. I haven't even passed the amount of time I spent doing other jobs and other lives where I knew nothing about this at all, right? So it's a very short period of time, but it's just collecting, you know? And I think that's the message that I think anyone out there, you know, needs to hear. It's digital collecting, but it's also physical. We're doing stuff with physical. Other companies are too. It's just an extension of the love of collecting. And so if you have a fandom or a character that you love, or if you have like comics, or if you have like anything like that or whatever, I mean, being able to collect them digitally is just another way of just enjoying them. And the more stuff that we can do with them is cool. So, you know, there's the AR stuff that we can do, and the VeVeverse development and all of that kind of stuff all comes along with what you can do with digital that you can't do with physical. Certain things you can do with physical, you can't do with digital, right? It's just the same thing. But I like, you know, I got my Mando right here. You know, I got my Mando in the app. Like so I think that's the thing that I realized that, you know, however you want to collect stuff, the options are like more than they ever were. And the digital aspect is just easy. You know, it's very easy to get into. And that's what I think VeVe's tried to make it, is really accessible and very easy to get into. But at the same time, you know, there's so much stuff that can be done with all of these collectibles and with the platforms. And so, you know, in the role that I'm in now, like the role that I was in when I started at VeVe was community management and moderation and feedback and communicating to the team what was going on and making that connection that was lost between the company and the community. Really, like it was kind of like not really like lost, but it was kind of, there was changes in the team that like made it so there weren't really people on the ground as much. Yeah. So I kind of made it my mission to be like super on the ground as most as I could, without being able to really like, you know, express like everything that was happening at the company, because, you know, they were still planning stuff in the background. So I was really trying to take in everything and try to communicate what everyone was wanting and saying. And, you know, so, you know, I've been criticized at the company, like in publicly all sorts of ways. Right. But just so everybody knows, I've always taken in everyone's raw thoughts into the team. And I think in a year now, we're in a much better place because, you know, Eagle on Discord was doing the same thing with all the mods, and, you know, other people at the company have done an amazing job of that too. So you see the company's advanced and changed and evolved. So really it just comes down to the love of collecting, you know? I mean, it's pretty simple. You can collect here. You can like, you showed Todd, you know, and he's like, he's in Walmart. And that's a great vid because, you know, those are his physical toys. But I know that section of Walmart, you know, maybe you want to go down there and buy some, because I love McFarlane toys for sure, right? Yeah. So he said it himself. We've talked about what he said too. He's at that, you know, that panel a year or two ago, and he was like, hey, it's just another option for my customers, for people who love the brands, love the characters. Like, if you don't like it, it's all good. Like, you know, but I think our job is to get it out there so people know it's an option, and then it's an easy option, and it's a legit option. and there's community, there are people who love it, and there's things about it that you can have fun, and then you just combine it with whatever else you're doing. So if you just go back to the core base of why you like to collect stuff, this is just another way to do it. So VeVe is really just a collecting company.
Yeah.
You know, it really, that's what it is. You know, it's and we have our certain tech, and we have our app, and we're evolving it, and there's OMI involved now even more. And later today, there's a big announcement coming out at 2 p.m. that you guys are going to want to see. I won't tell you what it is, but it's coming at 2 p.m. There's a little alpha for you, 2 p.m. Pacific. So a couple hours from now, less than that.
I was like, I missed it.
Yeah. Raven's like, what? But no, so you guys will stay tuned to the socials for that. It ties on what the business update yesterday was all about too. And you guys can watch that business update and break it all down, of course, which I know everyone's going to do. But, you know, David and Dan are just committed to making this one of the best collectible companies in the world, really, and just offering more and having bigger IPs and cool experiences. And really, it's about the fun of it. And one of the things that this company internally has been talking about is just making it super fun again to collect on VeVe. It was really fun in the early days, but a lot of it was market driven and speculation and, you know, like volatile prices. But there's also other things involved that people really liked, you know, like the transfer aspect of giving away and stuff. So, you know, there's in-app things they're improving on so people can communicate and have that collector experience, you know. So that's all coming, you know, in a good way. And then, yeah, there's other big things that are coming at the end of the year that are cool. Other big like announcements in terms of like partnerships and stuff. So it's really exciting. I think it's a super exciting time. You can see that the world is now like really starting to kind of adopt this notion. I mean, like I remember going to the Comic-Con, like San Diego, for example, when I went to New York Comic-Con, and I wasn't on the team or anything. I just went to New York Comic-Con like 2 years ago. And I remember I wanted to see what was happening at the booth where VeVe was with Marvel. And I wanted to see like, what did that look like? Because, you know, I was getting clips and stuff from San Diego when they were first with Marvel at the big booth, when they were at Marvel's booth. And I wanted to see for myself, like, are people talking about this? Is this like a thing? And from that convention to the San Diego one that I went to as a staff member to then last year's New York, you know, the dialogue around us changed, because I went from not being on the team to being on the team to then really being on the team in New York. And I was watching how people were interacting with us, right? Like people who didn't know who we were. And like Mr. Falcon was at New York, and he was like, and others like that they were like Mr. Falcon was doing like AR stuff with people, like right at the edge of the booth and walking around. And I was watching how he's really good with people, by the way. He's the best guy ever, right, Ben? You know? So I was watching him like interact with like people, and they were like getting it, you know, whereas like I remember a year before it was like a stretch, because I remember that like Max and Janie and them were at the booth and they were volunteering, and they had that like iPad screen thing. And I wasn't on the team at that time. This is 2023 New York. And they were like, you know, showing like, oh, look at this. And people were like, oh, okay. You know, they had good success, like they were showing, but it wasn't. But then the following year, people were like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's just becoming more normalized. So it's just a cool spot to be in. And it's cool to be along the journey. So there's like tons of work to do, but you know, I think it's not as hard to understand as it was for me at first.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I should not be here back then. Like I was a shop owner and a physical comic book collector and a vintage toy collector. And I'm in my like 40s at the time. Like, you know, I'm not the demographic. Like we found that that's a tough one to crack for us, right? Because they're really set. And I love all those people, but it's a hard jump. Like, you know, it's not a battle. It's like, you can have both. Like, it's all good. Like, look at my wall, right? Look at you guys. Like it's just, I just love this guy. Half the comics back here are in the app, right?
Yeah.
That's the cool part. So
like with you coming on, and I really love that one of the things that you really wanted to focus on was kind of bridging that gap between the community and the company, because I do believe there was a time where it wasn't being, it felt like it was not being addressed. And I think with you coming on, and I'm not sure if it was you that started the giveaway. I want to say it was because it kind of felt that way. But giving back from our community, right? Going to different channels, giving O'Milly some giveaways, giving Emoji, giving us, giving BE, like, branching back out and reaching out, I think did so, like, it felt like we were being healed again, right? And then there was another little lull, but now I think there's really been a resurgence of, like, these giveaways are been really good lately, and people are really, like, starting to see, and you're seeing a lot more posts like, wow, look what I have been given here and stuff like that. And just I'm really happy about that kind of communication, and it seems with the new phase is going to get even better. But there was a time where it was just a lull. I remember it, like, and there'll be times where I see stuff going on, man, and I'll be honest, I hit you up in a DM, was like, look, dude, I know it's a tough day today, man. I just hope you got much love, and just know that, like,
All good.
It's gonna be all good,
It's all part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even now, right? Like, there's people that's been, like, on this, like, oh, there's a big thing coming, right? And then it hasn't happened. So, like, when is it happening and stuff? And so, and that's the thing, right? Like, because you're on the team now, and you have cards that are just right here. And I know, like, sometimes you're just like, oh, but if you can see my hand, if you can see my hand, what I have, you know what I mean? So just, like, how has it been balancing that? Right, because, like, of course you're not like, I want to spill it out, you know what I mean? That's David. David got that on lock, but but how many times have we just had this and be like, oh, okay, they just don't know yet, and it's funny because I see it in real time. You're just like, because you've been like, just wait and see what happens, and then the thing would happen, and you're like, yeah, see, I told you, like, look, you know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
How has that been, like, transitioning that, and then now with your new position, like you said, you started just yesterday, and just gearing up for, like, the future?
Yeah, I just try to, like, only control what I can control, and just do what I think is best for the company, and try to keep people kind of, like, on the right track, because a lot of stuff changes, internally, especially with licensors and stuff. It doesn't mean opportunities go away or anything. It's just, it's really, like, fluid, with approvals and deals and contracts. Like, these are some big companies sometimes we're dealing with that have multiple teams. So, sometimes we get super pumped, and this is coming, something's coming. And then, like, oh, okay, well, we have to adjust this actually first. Okay. Sets it back a little bit. So we try to not, like, that's one thing about not releasing info too early, because then, then there's always that kind of, like, oh, what if something happens that kind of pushes it a little bit, and we can't really tell you what that is, because, it's like it's the contractual stuff or whatever. That deal is way above my pay grade. So, so that's why we, like, try to keep it, to the announcements, and what I try to do is only control what I can control. So in that community management job, I would just take what everyone's saying and just relay it back. I would go, okay, well, people are kind of, like, really happy about this, or, actually, this is not really, they're not really happy about this particular thing. Here, guys, this is what's going on. And we have multiple people doing that now. A year and a half ago or so, there was a few people doing it. Discord was its own thing. Like, Discord's always been that way. And the giveaways, there was always stuff happening on Discord. There just wasn't much on socials, right? But that's one of the reasons why they hired someone like myself, and people before me were attempting to do stuff like that too. But there was, there was a manpower issue in some points for that kind of thing to go that far. And also, just to be honest, there's an understanding of our community that people from the community have that, other people have to learn, right? So there's people who can join the team right away, and they kind of know exactly what the community is talking about. And there's people who have to learn it for a bit and then they become really good at it, so it takes a bit of time. So there's some gappage there. But when new people join, they have to kind of come up to speed because they may have crazy skills in certain areas, but maybe they don't know like everything, all the intricacies of our community because you have to be here, right? So there's some learning curves like that kind of slow some stuff down. But the giveaways were happening on Discord and everything. And so I with a couple others were like, we could really use some of that on the socials too. I think it'd be really fun. So it took a little time, had to prepare some like presentations and things to show like how it would work and why. And those went through some iterations. Like this is like a year ago. And then we really started to push that stuff around August, September, and then into New York Comic Con. And then through the fall, I was able to kind of ramp things up. You guys remember the sponsorships and stuff. That was kind of extension of like an early part of like an affiliate partner program that wasn't actually in existence yet. So I was starting to kind of like work with the team to kind of create this kind of like reward structure in a way, or acknowledgement of creators. And also there's a business aspect too, right? In terms of expanding our fandom and growth and reach and sales, this is a company, right? Mm-hmm. So then of course, the program that I'm running now was just started to come around at that time. And so the stuff I was doing was actually more towards that, it was more actually geared into that. And my community management role was completely separate, And then of course I was also helping out with other team members as well with social media management and trying to expand our platforms and strategize about what we're doing on X and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and YouTube. So there was like, some fluctuations going on there that required a lot of planning that has taken a bit of time, but we want to do it right. So then over the course of the last few months, in particular, my focus has started to go towards back to where I created those sponsorships and that whole thing. So that's like affiliate partners and partnership program. So that's where I saw my future being like really impactful, because we have now a team of people who can moderate and do the community support from Discord, like people who get it, the community, guys like On My Way and Flexi and, so there were some changes there that, so now I'm kind of in the place that I really want to be, that I really think that I'm the most effective. And we have a team of people as opposed to just one who can then help service everybody else and handle all the demands and questions and support. So I think we're like really starting to move now. It's awesome. So it took a little while to get there, but it's a ton of planning behind the scenes. Like there's, it's not planning like, well, how many should we give away this week and how much is it going to cost? It's more about like, how do we do it, and how can we make it sort of fair for everybody, but at the same time, how do we like kind of set up a system that could work well? So all the stuff that we've been doing was all kind of not part of a bigger program, but the partner program, the affiliate program now is where a lot of that's supposed to be, right? But all the giveaways and things like that, and the stuff we're doing on Discord too, the goodwill type stuff, the support, that I think that's will continue, and that's like something that VeVe really values. Like the owners really value it. They really want people to really have fun here and be involved and kind of like support each other and have a great time as best you can. And we're not going to please everybody. It's tough, and but now with more people involved in that aspect, we'll be able to do more things and be in more places. There are people who haven't had the attention of others have had, and there's just sometimes it's just strictly just manpower issues and just time. Like it's just being able to be everywhere. Because we want to make sure everybody gets like supported, but at the same time, we want to make sure that people who are putting in like a ton of work too, also we work with them because there's strategic things about that help our business, and growth, because this company is really focused on growth. So I'm in an area now that's really focused on growth. And so, this Thursday and a couple of days from now, we're planning like a webinar to help all our affiliates to jump into it and just learn about how to use the system and the software and everything. So that announcement will come up very shortly as well. And you can come and like learn. So if you are an affiliate partner, this is something that I set up so you can come and you can like, it'll just teach you how to use stuff properly so you can like maximize it. So then you can grow your own content, your channel, and you can like start doing more stuff. So I'm really focused on that area, right? And but at the same time, I'm always in the community now still. Like I'm and our team is there, which is cool. And it's a team. It's not a manager. It's a community team. And that was like, that was so amazing. I'm still like super proud about that's coming. So that's here now. So you see them in the chat too. There's a few people here, you know, like On My Way's in there, and Flexi, and you'll see our new social media manager very shortly. And we have new team members. So very cool. Events.
Yes.
So yeah, it's all coming together, I think, really well. But, you know, we had some rough patches here and there for sure. And I had some like, you know, not really tough times, but at all. But, you know, like I like everybody. And sometimes when people don't like you, and, you know, I'm a human being, right? But it's all good. Like, I know it's like all coming from different places. So we just try to like just push the space forward and just support people as best you can, you know. Like I try not to take anything too personally online on socials, because it is just socials, right? I mean, like,
Yeah, it's just online
like
people.
outside my door, you know, that would be a different story. But so you know what I mean? Like we're kind of moving along, but you always try to push forward and control what you can control, you know.
Man, brother, this has been such a great interview with you, man. We are 2 hours in. We've gone long.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
I got work to do.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving your time. I always said you are one of the people that I'm really glad that's in this company. As somebody who has been a collector, as somebody who has been a part of different communities, like what your stormtrooper battalion and stuff like that. Somebody who, you know, knows how to reach out to the youth through, like, you know, being a comic book shop owner, and then being a coach. I just know, like, you know how to reach out and do these things, and I'm glad to have you in there. And like I've always said, man, you're one of the munchkins. You know what I mean? You're still from Oz, like all of us. You just work in the city now. You work in the Emerald City. You know what I mean? And this some things the wizard not gonna let you talk about it. And it's okay. It's okay. But you're still from Oz, man. And, you know, we really appreciate you, man. And just thank you for being you. Thankful for always leading everything with positivity. That's the one thing that I really am proud that nobody can take away from you. I told you a long time ago, you're a light in this community. You're to keep shining, and just thank you, man, for sure.
I really appreciate that. Same thing right back to you guys, all of you. It's what you're doing is amazing, and you're doing it the right way. It's the best, you know, and you just welcome people, and you just try to have fun with this, and you just try to focus on what's working, and, you know, and let us know what isn't working, right? And that's the only way we grow, right? And this is all brand new in a lot of ways still. I mentioned it's like 4 years since I even knew about this company at all. I worked longer in like retail jobs, you know, like I worked longer at Boston Pizza than I have at VeVe, right? Way back when I was in college, you know. So it's a new thing, right? It's pretty wild. So but I think just for me personally, like, it's kind of interesting that like everything that you've done, and you guys could probably speak the same way here too, kind of like leads you to like where you are now. And it's pretty cool that we could talk about this stuff, you know? And so I try to remember that, like how fun and kind of cool this is. And not just to be working at the company, but before I was working at the company, it was pretty cool to be like making content and meeting all the people and just celebrating collecting. Like when I used to collect in the 2000s, you know, in the 2010s, when I had my store, before I had my store, I would have to go to conventions or toy fairs or whatever to see other people like-minded. Maybe a couple shops I would go into, and I would see whatever customers were there, and maybe talk to the shop owners a bit. I used to go on Flickr all the time, and I used to look at toy collections on Flickr. You remember the website? I think it's still active. And I used to do toy photography and just for fun, because I was learning how to use my camera for graphic design work, because I was doing a lot of camera work, like physical camera work for graphic design, like shooting different things for my clients, you know, to use in advertising or whatever. So I was like learning how to use my camera. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot my toys and share them on Flickr. And I started to get into this whole Flickr toy photography community. And I still have all those photos. And if you go to my Instagram page, actually, if you go to Mycollectables on Instagram, you'll see actually, if you want to scroll through there, you'll see I ran that as my store page. So you'll see my store. You'll see all the stuff I used to sell, all the photos. I took hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos of stuff at my. So if you go to my Instagram and just scroll for 10 minutes, you'll see a lot of the history of where my store was. You'll see pictures of my store. You'll see all sorts of awesome collectibles I used to take pictures of. And it's just a goof. It's just fun. Like, if you want to look at that, but that's a good way to get some of the history of, but I think everything we're doing is kind of leading us somewhere. And it's pretty awesome to have the opportunity to do that. There's people out there who I know that they discover us. They'll be like, hey, that's pretty damn cool. What's going on? I didn't even know about that. Because a lot of people just don't know about what's going on here. Right. And the NFT thing is a whole other thing, like how the world perceives that is, obviously something that digital collecting is kind of like, we get put into some of the negativity that is kind of either false negativity or true negativity around that kind of whole experience that happened. But we're just going to embrace everything in this digital age and move forward because that's kind of that's the way everything's going, that's just how we interact, and we'll see where it goes with AI and everything like that. It's going to be really interesting. So this company is really like looking at all that stuff. The founders, David and Dan, are like, you see the business update video. They're super, super like charged up, and they're like right in it. And our team is, if you saw Corey's video, like he was with Jan, right? Just his team is just killing it. We got new team members. We're incorporating the community more, doing more giveaways, having more fun. It's going to be good times, guys. And we got some bangers coming up. Oh God, you don't even know.
Let's go.
Just wait and see. Just have fun with us, and we'll do our best. And just, if you're buying stuff or whatever, just buy what you love, guys. Just have fun with it, and just collect, and then branch out. There's like lots of options in the digital space, and you can collect it all. Like it's all good. Stuff you can get elsewhere you can't get at VeVe, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And there's different ways to do it. Just do what you want to do. It's all good, and just base it on the fact that you like to be a collector. And if you're new to collecting, embrace it more. Go down to your local comic shop, talk to the owner, buy an old dusty book, stick it on your wall, match it up with what you got in your app or on Candy or whatever. Like, just do whatever. It's super, and read it. Get an old one, okay, that you can touch, that isn't graded, and smell it and read it. For the old heads like me. Anyway, thanks guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, MC,
No
for your
problem.
time.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll head out now, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Oh man. Wow. What a wonderful show. I love getting to know people on a different level. And just seeing why, you know what I mean? And these are the people like with you guys with the Mod Squad on Friday, it's we're learning the people behind these profiles, these projects, these stories, and then this is how and this is why they do what they do. So yeah, very very humbling to get MC and talking to him, and yeah.
It was nice to catch up with him.
Yeah, man, it's our guy,
Just
It's
him,
like,
just being himself, not like not here to give us like all the details and what's dropping, all the
Sorry everybody if you're looking for alpha and like we need to press them and stuff like that. I'm not doing it. That's my guy.
The alpha's at 2 p.m. Pacific. Go and watch it.
YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
VeVe YouTube channel.
Yeah.
2 p.m. in less than 1 hour and 15 minutes to go. Man, we have some wonderful things still happening this week. We have the VeVe Trivia Game Night on Discord at 5 p.m. with Raven, Miss Slam, and then we have the center floor on Thursday, right? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday at 7 p.m. going over Peacemaker Season 2 episode premiere. I can't wait to see what Eagly does this week.
I'm Team Vigilante, I think.
Hey, Vigilante.
Oh,
Hey, man.
there you go.
Hey, people say what you want. Vigilante's funnier than Deadpool to me. Like Vigilante's hilarious. Hilarious. And then this week on Aloha Friday, we have Wes VeVe in the building. Breaking news! Wes VeVe will be on Aloha Friday. Let's go. Also, guys, you want to check out Fro and Bro as always with their latest movie. VeVe Wednesdays and VeVe Sundays will be coming back. I have seen my boy Oz is creeping in and out. You know what I mean? So it looks like the return is imminent. And then we have Evolved in this channel, making sure he's putting out a lot of the banker content. Shout out to the banker fam out in here. Let's go. Also, Delco Dude's new music Spaced Out is out now. I just saw his Twitter post right before he went live. Make sure you check it out. Delco Dude's putting out good music. And just let you know, if you want to be in the Vegas Decon group chat, let us know. We'll put you in the group chat for X, and then I think it's just X, right? Is it X right now?
Yeah, just X.
Yep. Cool. Just X right now. And then I have a little album called The B-Side, so Spotify.
Yeah.
Yes, get that la boo boo.
I want the Canadian single.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. All right, like just for I have been making music for all of my coworkers.
I saw.
I literally have a song for all of my coworkers, and I play it while we're working, and people trip out. And so then I made a song about all the songs you're hearing right now is about the PM Chang staff. It's hilarious. Like, I'm going Black Mirror into this. This is great. But yeah, guys, wonderful episode. We went a little long today. Sorry, I have a hard time stopping people when they're talking, especially when the story is good. Like I said, I think that was very important for people to hear MC's background, know why he's the way he is, know that if you are thinking about a question that the company should know that we have somebody in there that's probably asking those same questions, right? And then you know what I mean, like that's what we have to remember. We remember that. Like you said, stuff changes, guys. When you're working with these licensors, things can change and stuff like that. But hopefully an hour and 13 minutes, nothing changed until we get that big announcement. He said big announcement. All right.
He did.
Say big announcement. He said big announcement. Yes. We're getting, guys.
It's recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded. Just thank you to everybody that's in the community. Thank you for everybody that puts out content. Thank you for all the mods out here moderating and stuff like that. Flexi, I see you. On my way, I see you guys. Just everybody, thank you.
Yes, and you could definitely feel a shift in the space, and it's very exciting. Oh, is he frozen? Are you back?
He's back.
So
Are you back?
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. Thank you guys for being here. Dee, do you have anything you want to add before I do our outro?
No, just thank you everybody for being here. We had like over 300 people watching or listening, so thank you. Let's go.
All right, well, you've been listening to Virtual Radio.
We click big,
dream bigger, and
we'll see you next time.
Happy collecting.
The Virtual Radio, where the fandom grows with D1 and only Raven, the biggest bro. We dive into comics from pages to screens, comics and cultures like you have never seen. Get ready, kick back and enjoy the show. This is Virtual Radio.